Hello, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway podcast. I'm your host, Hannah.
And I'm Megan. Thank you so much for joining us. We are doing a redo today of episode 10.
Episode
So
10.
technically, we're on episode 10.
Yep. And this is going to go up this week. So, because I just wanted to piggyback it. But we had some technical difficulties. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't hit record, if it recorded, but something was corrupted. So it just didn't save. I have no idea. But we had the notes and we did it. So I just couldn't. It was hard to switch my brain. So I was like, let's just redo it. Because I want, for whatever reason.
It's important information,
It is
Like,
important. Well, and I wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence with the creator series because I do feel
right.
like this is something that we talk about a lot. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where we all have aspirations of, being Shamel essentially, or, someone like something like that, right? Well, I know the other influencers or scrappy influencers, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, who started out on YouTube and stuff and then ended up making it a much more of a career and much bigger of a thing. So we kind of all have these like aspirations, these high goals. And
Mm-hmm.
so today on episode 10, or what we talked about on episode 10, was kind of like upload to discovery. So like from the uploading process to like, how do we actually get seen? How do we actually do this thing that we want to do?
Right. Yeah.
And this was actually before the last episode, but I'm kind of glad that we've switched it around because I think this will make a little bit more sense. I guess we were just jumping around last time, like before, which we usually do. So because we don't usually we plan the episodes or what we're going to talk about, but we don't. I tried to do minimal ish like planning because I know I want us to just talk about it organically.
Mhm.
I'm not good with scripts. I don't think that is at all our style. And so like, yes, sometimes we'll have some questions. I'll think of some stuff. I'll try. Sometimes I utilize AI to kind of come up with some stuff. But for the most part, it's just whatever is on our hearts and minds to talk about. And so that's how this ended up being all piggybacked. But anyway, or like switched around because we were like, oh, we
Yeah.
should probably talk about this other aspect. Okay, so what do you think? Let's start off with a question. What do you think is the most important tidbit of information, like once you start doing videos, to like sustain the video process or sharing process to like really develop your voice in the community?
I mean, I'm kind of thinking about it now as like an organic process. Like you said
Yeah.
that word, and I was like, yes, like that's how I kind of have always really liked doing my scrapbooking. I don't like forcing myself to use certain projects
Mhm.
or products. I don't like forcing myself
Yeah.
to do something I don't feel like doing. And so just staying more like true to me and my family and myself, like I feel like that's the most important thing is not forcing, you know, the photos or whatever. Like a lot of times I will take photos, and if I'm really excited about the photos, I'll scrapbook them almost immediately,
Yeah.
like I'm already thinking because my stepdaughter just had prom over the weekend. And so
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, I got to start printing these photos and I got to scrapbook them ASAP because they turned out so amazing. And
Mhm.
I'm super excited about that. So I think for me, like not forcing the scrapbooking end, like being able to enjoy every part of the process.
Mhm. Well, and so I think I remember us talking about coming back to our reason why, right?
Yes.
Why are you wanting to share your stuff? right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you wanting to make it something more, you know? So what
Mm-hmm.
are your intentions? And I think that really drives how you go about doing your channels and all that kind of stuff. Because if you don't know why you're doing it, like for me, when I started, I was doing it because I wanted to connect with other people. It seemed like everybody was having so much fun sharing their scrapbooky journeys, and like not only were they sharing their pages and their life and documenting that, which was fun, but they also, I was following a lot of people who also were just sharing like their life around that and like their room and what they're buying and their relationships within that. I know I was watched a lot of Oh Snap Gonzo and Maggie Milo at that time, and even Tracy Banks
Mm-hmm. Yep.
was shared a lot of like the around, it wasn't just the scrapbooky part. And for me, that was
Yes.
super fun because I didn't know anybody who scrapbooked in real life. I didn't I didn't know anything about it. So to see these people have so much fun and like
Mm-hmm.
connect and just I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to have fun too. And it was during a time in my life where there was a lot of things that weren't so fun. So I needed to
Mm-hmm.
have those outlets too. And I needed to connect with people. I am such a people person. And for me, when I'm not connecting with people, I really start to it really gets, especially as the older gotten, it gets to me. And so like knowing your reason why really helps, because I think it can put the pressure where it needs to be for you to do the things that you got to do, right? But it's a good kind of pressure. It's not like oh, I have to do this, or oh, like you were saying, oh, I have to use this product. And I
Right.
think that's the hardest part, is doing things that you're not comfortable doing. So you kind of have to work your way up to, or know what you want out of the process.
Mm-hmm.
So is that, are you sharing because you want to share what you do well? Are you sharing because you want to get free product? Like that is a legit reason to do it. Is you want
Yeah.
free product. You want to not have to pay for as much of the supplies. So you're working towards being on a design team so you get something free. I mean, it's not really free because you got to do the work. But then you're stuck using products that maybe you wouldn't pick out.
Yes.
Doing styles that you wouldn't necessarily want to do, like being on Click Hits. There was many times where I had to make cards or do other types of styles that I wasn't necessarily doing before. And
Mm-hmm.
there's like pros and cons to that, right? Because there's times where you learn a whole different system that you didn't do before and you end up loving it. And like traveler's notebooks, like we all got caught up in the traveler's notebook aspect of things. And I absolutely love traveler's notebooks. And I was just looking at mine the other day going, man, I really need to pull these out more and do more of this, because I really did love that style. I think, and also then it didn't help that Jessica shared her mixed media rainbow color thing, and she only
Yes.
half of it, and I was like, girl, you got to finish the rest of the page. And I know she's not sure that was a double page, but it was so interesting because I used the whole thing, and to me it's just one single fluid page, like
Yeah.
but anyway, so this is like part of how that works, right? So you want to be authentic, and that was one thing that was in our notes from last time that I think we talked a lot about. So I really want that to be the bulk of what this episode is, since this is going to be a shorter one anyway, which I don't think it needs to be a long one. But it's really knowing who you are as a crafter, as a scrapbooker. Why are you doing it? And then making your parameters, I feel like I'm talking weird, around that, right? Making your boundaries
Yes. Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
And as time goes, you can adjust. It's not like you need to stick yourself in a box forever, but you do
Right.
want to have an idea of where do you want your channel to go? And part of that also is what platform are you wanting? I feel like at the beginning, you kind of need to pick one main place that is going to be your hub. So you want a hub place, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. You pick one of those places that's where all of your content is going to land. And we used to do this with a blog, right? Our blog used to be our hub, and then we would
Yeah.
utilize these other aspects. But now blogs are not really much of a thing unless you're a bigger business. And then all of a sudden now you're having to have a website blog because you have to have a hub. Like you have to have a hub. And sometimes it actually, like now that I've been in the business for long enough, I really understand the idea behind having one place that's external that you can utilize all of the benefits of all these different places. But at the beginning, I don't think you need to do that. I used YouTube for the longest time as my hub. YouTube probably is still my biggest hub, right? But maybe TikTok or there's other areas. And I feel like if you just focus on that one, then you can slowly add in how you're going to share things on other things or utilize those other ones, because I feel we talk about it, but we don't talk about the organizational part of it, right? And I think that's where it comes to play of how are you you have to share all this stuff yourself. When it's your channel, it's your thing. Now, granted, as you get more into things, and if you get on teams and you have other people helping share elements of things, right? Like the design team that you're on might be sharing your products, right? So they're helping you market essentially what you're doing, but while you're marketing their stuff. So it's like I
Two-way street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, that prid quo quo? Oh gosh, I'm not saying that right either. Today, my words, guys, my words. I know them. I've had a weird week with my brain this week. I don't know what the dealio is. Anyway, where like I just can't get out the things that are in there that I know, or anyway. But yeah, so you're helping each other out, but it doesn't start off that way. It starts off with you just having, so you really have to be aware that that part takes quite a bit of time. And it's not that it can't be fun, or because like I think this is where finding a place where there's a community, like we talked about, really helpful, right? Because then it's just fun. You're just sharing with your friends the layout that you made. Like
well, and I feel like having the community too, if you run into problems, because like I am so technologically challenged, but it's like there's other people that know these things and are like, they can step in and help you. Like playlists on YouTube's this last week, I could not join a playlist. And I was like, what the heck is going on?
the
Playlists hate
playlists
me.
are so
They're
funky. If you
awful.
The
And
links only last for a short amount of time. I think that's what it is.
yeah, and I think that's what it was, because they had an old link, and so when they sent me the new one, like a more current link now, like I was able to join the list. But I was like, I had that problem back in January, and then I had it again, and in January I was kind of busy, and so I didn't reach out to anybody. But this last week I was like, I really want this project to be on this playlist,
Yeah,
like
that's
so I
super
reached
helpful.
out. Yeah, exactly. Like it gets your work seen. It gets those things, like it gets your name out there, and which is really helpful when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
And especially right now too, I feel like it also helps your numbers, because numbers for everybody are so bad. It's not
Yeah.
even just the small people.
Oh, it's
Like
all over
it's so
YouTube.
bad.
I've heard a ton of non-scrappy YouTubers talk
Yeah.
about their views being down. I don't know if maybe they're getting rid of bots and stuff. I also wondered that. Like, because there's a lot of like AI or bot type accounts, and because I
Interesting.
noticed my subscriber count has went it went up for a while and then it went way down. Like all of a sudden it was like, dude. And because I was over 2,500 for my personal channel. And then all of a sudden it went like 30, it knocked like 20 or 30 things off. And so like now I'm almost back up to 2,500. I think I have like 4 or 5, which means I need to get in the group and say, hey guys, I don't know.
Come and subscribe.
Subscribe to me. Do you mind? Like I really want to sit at 25. Right. It's like I've done this for so long. And I think that's the thing to remind everybody. Views are down just in general. Yeah. So you got to be creative about, and you got to be good about marketing your work and how do you do that? And it is different for everybody because it's different for your reason why, right? But utilizing community is a big help. And within that, I know we talked about, and so I'll bring this in now. We talked quite a bit about hops and other like types of videos because there's a whole bunch of different so this my brain is like I have all these things
all over the place.
Like, so excited, guys. My executive functioning in my brain today is just like
it's turned off.
Okay, so hops are super fun and a great way. I'm just going to talk about hops, and then I'll go back.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hops are such a fun way to like build that community because you find people that you didn't know about, and other people find you. There is definitely downfalls to hops for sure, but it's super fun and it's a great way to just like connect right in, you know, especially established hops, like ones that have been going on for a long time. And there's on Facebook generally, I think is how you find the hops. Some design teams do hops. Now I remember Click Kits used to do a hop at the end of the month where basically if you got the kit or you liked Click Kits, I don't even think you had to use their kits at all. And the design team would all do a hop, so anybody could join essentially. And I remember I did that for forever, and that was through blog, of course, but they called it the pep rally, and it was just super fun. It was a fun way to join in. So along with hops, a lot of companies now are doing challenges in their groups. So do a video for it, share it in there because, and I say that knowing we do that a little bit, like we do ask people to share their stuff. So if you did a video, it doesn't even have to be with our products. Most of these companies, I know HipKit does that too. And they give out companies give out stuff. So, but not only do you get to be part of the community and have the opportunity of getting stuff, like you're sharing your work in a different place with a different group of people who might not know you. And then you can generate some more organic, and it just goes slow. And I feel like it takes forever to get to like 200, 500, somewhere around there. It takes a while. And then once I feel like it's much easier to get to 1,000, and then you kind of slow down. So there's like definitely these different tiers. So, but the more people who are watching and clicking your stuff right away. So this is where like being strategic and making sure you're like when your video goes live right away, you post it in places so people can watch it quickly. And that'll help share it.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
Get people to see it.
I think that's many of our problems in the scrapbooking community because we're not always watching when someone's posting.
When the videos go live.
I'll go, oh, I know that person did their video, and I'll just go watch it later. I do it with the design team all the time because I just don't always have time to watch videos. Right. I usually have different, and I've talked about this. I have different times where I watch videos. And so, I know. So also commenting on other people's videos and watching other people's videos
Yes.
is very, very helpful. It, I mean, sometimes we, especially us who don't, and this is not me, but anyway, some of us who are more introverted and like maybe self-conscious, like you, I think they have a hard time like wanting to connect because they just kind of want to do it. And if that's your reason, that's fine. Just know that what the expectations are. So I think going into it, setting your expectations lower, but still having those goals is really helpful, because then you don't get knocked down realize after you realize that you've posted a video and 2 days later you still only have 28 views.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
less than that.
It's like,
Yes.
this is like our wedding
Well,
series. I posted it on Sunday
yeah,
because I was late. Because I was late.
I was gonna say,
And I
I
still
don't think
have
I've
28
gotten very
views,
many.
but I
Yeah,
haven't shared it other places. So
I
what do
know
I
I
expect?
haven't either.
So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
having
before we move on, I did want to say, we should put the link to the YouTube hop video, the group,
Facebook group.
because that's a good one. That's a good place. If I want to sign up for any hops, it's going to be in that group. And
Yeah,
then
I feel
there's
like
the creator group too.
there's a creator group. I'll link to that one too. Because that one is really awesome. Jen does a really great job
She does. Well, and
sharing.
I like how she like asks us what our goals are, and like it's a
Yeah,
very creator focused. Like,
yeah,
okay, what are you working on? We want to support you.
yeah. What do you
And
help with this week that maybe
yes,
that other people could help with? Um,
yes.
like that. What are your like
Words again.
the things that you accomplished? There we go.
Hmm. Yes.
What was that? Oh my gosh. Sometimes I
What did you do?
wonder why I do a podcast. No.
People like to know that other people are
So
the same
this is
way.
one of those things. Not everybody is
Yeah.
perfect. When you listen to
Yep.
our, process videos and we did a voiceover, there are times where I do it a couple of times because I realize like, that just, I don't think
That
that
doesn't
sounded
sound
that
right.
in my head. And I don't even have to listen to it to know that I
Hmm.
could do it better. So you
Yep.
don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know all the technology. You don't have to be
Nope.
the best talker, though. I mean, it does help if you can explain
Right.
what you're doing. I feel like also when you're watching your own work and you're explaining what you're doing, it because
Mhm.
you're that art brain or that kind of brain, it is much different than like this kind of content. But anyway.
Oh, yes, definitely.
But yeah, so those are great places. So it's just really finding those places and ask around. I think that is the thing is you can't be afraid to ask. So if
Hmm.
you are introverted, just know it might take you longer. And I think this is where having expectations that meet where you're at is a good idea. And just, but you can't be afraid to ask. And now, not everybody is going to be awesome about it. I feel like for the most part, our community is really great about helping each other. But there are times where I have kind of certain people kind of like to hold their information tightly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. It could just be their personality being more introverted and they're just like not sure about if
Hmm.
they don't know you.
Yeah.
So, but somebody will know where you can go to get the information
Oh,
if they
yes.
know it.
Yep. Yep.
But okay, so to piggyback off of the hop thing, they're kind of figuring out what kind of videos, and this goes back to your reason why is I think also a great idea, because there are so many different routes within scrapbooking that you can kind of take, or approaches at least, is like what kind of content do you want to share? And I think it does kind of depend on your reason why. So that's why I really go back to why are you sharing? Why are you wanting
Hmm.
to put your stuff out there? And it doesn't really matter what your reason why is, but that can help you build onto like what kind of videos are you wanting to do? What kind of expectations or things do you want to get out of your channel, so that because that will help determine what kind of videos. Because if you just want views and you just want to get people to come to your channel, I would say you're going to want to do broad videos. You're going to want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
so Gwen, she's from Australia, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
She has a channel and it is definitely scrapbooky, but she does card stuff, but she does like really broad videos. And I bet
Yeah.
she gets a ton of views. Would be
Well,
my
and
guess.
she does a lot of the more general, like in the scrapbooking industry. She does a lot of like the most recent one that I can think of is she talked about the Joann's closing and stuff like that too, I'm pretty sure, or
Okay.
something like that.
Probably. I know recently she put out a video where she went to a craft fair and she showed
Oh, okay.
in Australia, and or I think that's where she is. I could be wrong. Because I get that some of them, there's New Zealand and Australia,
All
and some
right.
get them confused. But anyway, so she went to a craft fair in her area, and there was like it's like the scrapbooking cards and
Oh, yeah.
expo around here.
Yeah.
Um, and so they had like a premium like membership or whatever that you could pay and get in and get like extra goodies, or do you just pay the general fee to get in? And so she explained like the stores that were there, the kind of things that she was seeing slash buying, the things that you get from paying the extra money. And so it was very, in essence, generic-ish on the crafty element, but I could see like for her channel that works because that's what she does. Like I've seen her get the mystery boxes from a whole bunch of different companies, so she's done that and unboxed it and said, is it worth getting the mystery boxes, so she does stuff like that. It's still very scrapbooky, but it's on a more generic area, and that's what she
It's
likes to do. I think because she likes to kind of go from scrapbooky to cards to like the different types of styles. I don't think she wants to stick to just one style, and that works for her and it works for her brand and her stuff. And so therefore she gets different views than me, who I don't do all that. Now granted, I've thought about kind of adding some of that stuff, but how do I add it in a way that works for me? So sometimes it
yes.
just takes that creativity, and you just have to sit down and go, okay, if I want to add a little bit of this and stuff, like how do I do that to make it work for what I'm doing?
Right. I was going to say that too. Like, just because you want to focus on scrapbooking process videos doesn't mean you can't put stuff like that into your, like I do scrapbooking process videos, but I also do like room organization
Yeah.
and a lot of different types of things. Like, if I go to a crop, I'll do like a
Yeah.
vlog
People
style.
love that kind of
Yeah, exactly. I'll do
hauls.
packing videos for the crop. I'll do unpacking videos. Like, just because
Yeah.
you want to do process videos, like don't feel afraid to like test the waters and see if you like other things too. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's what's nice about the scrapbooking YouTube industry is there's so much of a wide variety of videos,
Yeah.
and you can kind of test the waters, because if you like what Gwen does or whatever, and you want to be that kind of YouTuber, but then you try it out and you end up not liking it, like if that's the case, then it's like you can figure it out as you go along.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also sometimes what's trendy now. So that's
Right.
the other thing, like doing the videos based off of trends, right? So like right now mixed media is kind of
Heavy, yeah.
in general, which I know it's kind of been ish that way for a while, but like really now almost everybody has some form of media on their page, like
Mhm.
but
Yes.
how do you want to do it, right?
Right.
Where so but also know that like we were just talking about travelers notebooks. That was the big thing. Gosh, what, 8 years ago?
Right.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
everybody had to have some kind of traveler's notebook
Yeah.
thing if you were on a team, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like cards kind of come in and out of like in the scrapbooky realm, or cut files, you know, for the longest time, for a while, cut files were really big. And I feel like they kind of slowed down, and then I feel like they're starting to ramp back up again. But
Yes, I
I feel
agree.
like sometimes it goes along with people not wanting to buy stuff. So being able to spot the trends and go, okay, how do I make this trend work for me
Hmm.
so I can optimize on that element that people want to see, because people want to see stuff like that. Like there's certain things like doing holiday photos, or certain types of layouts and stuff. Wedding, like we're doing our wedding series, like what
Wedding, yeah.
if you're looking for that, that's going to do really well. And I feel like over time, that's going to be it's a strong type of video, because people are always looking for that kind of stuff. But these other trends, like for a while, that really ups your views, gets it out there visually, and then it hooks people in. So doing like figuring out how you're going to do the different types of videos, because there's how to there for a while, face-to-face QA videos were like
Yes,
the
those were
bomb.
big.
Like
Yeah,
everybody was doing it, and now we don't really do it so much. And of course,
yeah,
for me, I'm like, man, I kind of want to get back into it. It would be kind of fun to do something like a throwback. And so
yeah.
maybe for National Scrapbooking Day, I'll put that out in like a couple of group
That's a good idea.
in the hop group or something, and be like, hey, you know, at least if people could film it for the weekend. It might not go up because I'm a couple
Right.
weeks late now. If I really wanted it to be ready on National Scrapbooking Day, I would have had to do it like a month ago probably. But
Yeah.
you know, here's me trying to be ahead but not ahead.
Last
But
minute
anyway,
is fine.
I know, right? People do sometimes do really well with doing it last minute. But
Hmm.
so but within that, I think also there's that importance of making sure that you have boundaries for yourself, for how you want things to go. And we talked a little bit about this, and maybe we can kind of end on this note, is like that balancing of being a content creator and
Hmm.
needing or wanting to do all the things, like especially the marketing aspect of it takes a lot more time than I think um I've ever realized. And like it, in the thick of it, when you're like in it and you're loving it and you're like, this is like you know, and you're all amped up because you got ideas coming out of your ears and all that stuff, it just like doesn't seem as big of a deal. But like now that I've left and come back and trying to like get back into that, it's a lot. And like now my boundaries around having clear time not on social media versus time on social media, and having to do the work in business, and then actual creating balance is difficult. So I think having boundaries and setting that for yourself, going, okay, this is the time that I'm not gonna be on whatever. And you and I have had this conversation quite a bit
Oh
about,
yeah,
you know,
a lot.
our spending time with our families and our spouses, and how do you do that? How do you get them to understand that sometimes I just feel like I got to get work done on my phone, but they
Mhm.
feel like they're not being heard, even though you are maybe doing that. So it's like, how do you balance that? Because it looks different for everybody, but you got to have some kind of boundaries, or otherwise I will tell you, it takes over. And I think both you and I have had that time. And then it ends up leading to burnout. And then you're no good, because then you have to take a break. And I mean, I get it's a big thing in our industry. Sometimes we don't talk about it as much as I wish that I mean, I know we've brought it up, but still feel like we really don't want to talk about burnout, because it's like we talk about it and it feels like, oh, it's gonna happen, you know, it's just
It's a
gonna
scary
happen.
subject.
If we talk about it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then you think about all the people, the creators, who were around and are not around because they got so burnt out that it was like, I had to step out. And coming back is much harder. I can attest to that. Coming back is it's a fun wild ride and I love it. And I'm not, I'm so glad, but it is way weird.
Yeah.
And depending where you were in things, it can be easier or harder, So you have to have boundaries. You have to, you have to have time where you're not doing things to just take photos, because we do that.
Yeah.
Your family is gonna remember. I'm gonna say this right now, okay, to everybody, because we all fall into this. We've all done things because we want that photo moment to scrapbook for later.
Right.
Whether or not you enjoy it or not, that's besides the point, okay? Because I guarantee everybody had fun when they went and did that thing. But as a scrapbooker, you think, how am I going to document this? And you get ready even before the trip. I see it with people who go to Disney World all the time. They're planning.
That's a popular
their project before, but they go because they know they're going to have photos, right? And granted, it's like, it's whether it's the chicken or the egg, I don't know. But your family, guys, your family knows that you're doing it so you can scrapbook it.
Just for scrapbooking, yeah.
They know. And I've called myself out going, shit, I've done this. I've utilized, when I was in Hawaii, I knew I have this opportunity to take these photos because I'm in this place and people come here on vacation because, and I knew it could get me more views, and I'm sure it did. So it's like me and you, when we went places, we went, we knew we were gonna go some places and we're sharing our stuff. It's like, not to say that you don't do it, it's just you got to have some kind of balance, because if you're always, also families know who always has that camera in instead of not have the camera.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Like mom, she's always got that freaking camera in my face. She can't do anything without having the camera. And then it's hard to know. It is hard to know. How much am I enjoying this? And I'm not saying someone who does that doesn't isn't enjoying it. I'm just saying other people notice, and how it affects your real life, right? So you have to have some kind of boundaries for yourself to be able to set things down, especially when you're always sharing on social media. You got to set things down. You have to have time away so that you can kind of have this balance, because otherwise, if you don't give yourself that breathing room, you get burnt out. Because
you do.
And if you're just always trying to do every single hop, trying to share every single time, you just get burnt out on doing it, because you're only one person. You can only do so much, and that's okay. And we're not meant to just be go all the time. It's not good for our bodies, our souls, it's just not good. So it's hard, but if you put in boundaries, it'd be no problem. Eventually it'll be no problem, because you'll have it all worked out. It does take time.
You're right.
And you're going to have to adjust it depending on the situation in your life. Okay. So that we can get going, right?
Yeah.
Give a couple of tips or some concluding thoughts.
Well, I feel like a broken record, because I always say be true to yourself. Like, don't do things if you don't genuinely want to do it. And I kind of remember a long time ago, and I don't remember when it was, you suggested a design team for me to apply to. And I was like, I don't really like their products. I don't really want to do it, and so it's like, just be true to yourself and reach out to people if you feel like you're stuck and you need inspiration or help with something, or, whatever. Like, make friends, be okay with where you're at when you're at.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was kind of a lot all at once. But
I feel like this episode is just it's that last little icing. There's a lot involved in it, because it's not like you just post your stuff and next thing you know, you're
you've got a million
you've made
views.
it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it still baffles me. And it will throughout the process. It still baffles me that like I'm creating something that is more than I it's like I knew I was building a business and
Hmm.
making a community, but like it's really hitting. It's like, I don't know. It's like to see that almost 10,000 views for the month on Instagram is like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, anyway, that should be the screenshot for today.
Yeah.
But like it does it, but the hard work will pay off. It just takes time.
Hmm.
And it
It
just takes
does.
having a good strategy. So I will say it really takes sitting down and having a good strategy. And I say this as someone who does not like to plan. I don't like to plan. I don't like I just want to create. I was making the layout on Sunday. No.
Hmm.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
no. I made it on Sunday.
Saturday.
So
Yeah.
Saturday night I stopped doing business stuff because I was doing business stuff all day. And which I'll have a day in the life as a business owner. I gotta put all that stuff together. See, so this is the other thing is like like doing things that you know are going to be fun and like doing the process, but then stitching it all together. Eventually it would be really nice. Like a lot of the big YouTubers that have an editor who just edits all their stuff. That would be really nice. That would be the pinnacle. It's not going to happen. But anyway, I'm sitting at my desk. I have my music going because that's how I create. And I'm like, man, I am so freaking lucky. I almost texted my husband and be like, thank you for just being cool with this because, like, I am just so freaking in love with the fact that I can come and sit and listen to music and just enjoy myself and create something super fun. Took me way longer than it ever needed to take. A 6x8 layout done, by the way. But that was minimal. It didn't even have a lot of stuff. But I was just in love with it. And that is one of the I realize when I'm there creating, I'm like, this is why I do this. Because
Yeah.
I love this and I want other people to experience this love too. I want other people to be, so, but you got to have a plan. It doesn't have to be complicated, but have a plan, put boundaries, and just have fun. Just have fun
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
you. Because if you're not you, then people aren't going to be as interested. It's like that's the fun part is each of us are different. And I watch your channel because it's you. I watch other people's channels because it's them.
Because it's them. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So
I
I
agree.
think that's my little anyway, Megan, you have to go back to work.
I do have to go back to work.
Today is my day off, I guess. I don't know. I still have stuff because we got stuff. But anyway, just reminding everybody that this weekend, because this will be up hopefully before Saturday. That's
Yeah.
my goal. We have National Scrapbooking Day weekend, so we have a crop going on. There's a ton of other crops going on all weekend. We're doing a scrap and stash.
Chat.
No,
Scrap and chat.
chat. See, I just always want to mess that up. So we're doing that on Saturday, in the evening time. So if you want to scrap with a whole bunch of people, it would be lovely. Right now, it's mostly just been me and Cassie hanging out, which we don't mind. We could sit. She was here this last week in 3 hours. Like we could easily talk scrapbooky stuff for like 3 hours, just like me and you can. So,
yeah.
but if you want other people who will easily talk scrapbooky stuff while they're creating, and I know my goal this weekend is only to create. I'm not doing any business stuff. So,
Good.
well,
That'll be good for you.
that if I get orders on Sunday, I'll probably maybe get the orders ready so I can get them out on Monday. But because newsflash, I'm doing a flash sale on National Scrapbooking Day weekend. No one knows about this except for Megan because I haven't said it to anybody else. But I thought that would be super fun to like spring a sale on people. So everything except for the main kit will be on sale. So they'll just get a code. people can use.
Yay.
I'm super excited about it. I'm excited about creating this. It's been a while since I could actually do stuff on National Scrapbooking Day weekend, and you're doing a crop, an in-person crop.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm
that's even
excited.
better. I've done that before in the past where I invited people over, and that was really fun. I think I 2 or 3 people came. I was surprised.
That's cool.
Anyway, maybe one day we can do something for the Crafty Maven if we can get
that would be awesome.
Our stuff together.
Get our stuff together. Yeah. Yep.
We'll see how that works. Anyway, no, the goal is at some point to do something in person, but I don't know when that'll be. Wow, it'll just have to be planned way ahead of time.
Yep.
Anyway, have a great day, everyone,
Bye.
and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See ya.